What's going on, y'all? So listen.
What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for another episode review of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. This season 6, episode 11, What Happens in Vegas. Okay, so basically, the boys and the girls, they're gonna split up and do their own thing. The ones that's at the house in Vegas or whatever. Paris want to do something for Lyrica because Lyrica Jr. is in her feelings or whatever about A1 and her whole situation. And then at this point, here come April. April comes in and she like, because Paris had to tell her, Lyrica not in the best of mood and we trying to cheer her up because of the whole shit that's going on with A1. Yeah, I've been through the same thing. I was down the same way. I don't really know Lyrica like that, but I've been, bitch, we don't care. I was like, girl, the way that she flipped that shit on her and how she changed it to make it about her. Girl, we know you and Amarion not click clacking no more. Okay, it is what it is. You was depressed, you was sad. Moving on. Okay, this ain't about you. Boob is sitting there looking like, you know, April come in and she a whole ass meal. And at this point, I'm really hesitant about shooting my shot because I don't know what the true deal is between her and Lil Fizz. So basically, I'm just gonna lay back in the cut and play it by ear. I said, okay, that's why you here. That's why you here. You ain't finna get no ass because Lil Fizz is already up in that ass, okay? You might as well go find your little thot out here in Vegas, okay? But anyway, so the guys go out. A1 come up there and he basically blames Lyrica for all the stuff that he's doing. He said, well, she cheated, so therefore the reason why I'm doing some of the stuff that I'm doing is because it's because of her, because she cheated and all that stuff. And I'm sitting here like, bitch, we too old to be playing tit for tat, bitch. Okay, you been doing this shit too, and she probably did what she did because of what you did before that. Girl, they both playing tit for tat. That's all that it is. Okay. Then you got this whole thing where what's her called? Melody and Princess and Ray, they going out to this little restaurant to eat. It was Melody's birthday the day before. Ray taking time out to make it seem as if he's really family oriented, which I believe he is, but he's just a workaholic. And, of course, Princess has a problem with that. I was like, yes, it's cool that you're doing this and doing that, but you need to take some time out for yourself and for your work. And he talking about something. Every time I pick up Melody, I be sweating and everything. She said, maybe your ass need to go work the fuck out. I said, well, damn. And mind you, she said that he needs to go work out. Go ask for a big ass steak with all the fat on it. Oh, can you give me the fattiest part right there? I said, girl, okay, and then he had to slide up in there after he tried to, butter her up with some stuff, slide it up in there that he was about to go to Vegas tomorrow, and of course, she gets upset and she walks away because he's trying to get his little cannabis business off the ground, gonna get some party favors. He might be on the stage with them and all this stuff. And of course, Princess is in her feelings because once again, he gotta go. I said, well, technically speaking, you knew how he was when you got. So this is what I don't understand. When y'all get with these people that, regardless of if their career don't seem as if it's as popping as it was, but you see that they actually out here doing something, how can you be so mad when they have to be on the go and when that's part of their career, being on the go? That's what you have to put up with. That when you marry somebody like that, that is what you're settling for. That's what understanding comes to, that that this is what you have to deal with. So why get upset? You the one that decided to stay in a relationship, girl. Whatever. Anyway, Paris then brought some little strippers hoes over there to Lyrica, and they gonna have fun with that. So, they get back to the guys show up at the house or whatever. Zell did try to get A1 to show up, but he wasn't really here for it because of the drama. He didn't want no stuff to happen, no arguing or whatever between Lyrica. And, he went over there. Was it me or was A1? Okay, we know you bisexual, okay? But was he trying so hard to make it seem like he liked girls and like women strippers and stuff like that? Because he went straight to the woman and, trying to grab on her and stuff like that. It just felt really unnatural for him, coming from him for some reason. Like it was forced. There you go. But then he took Lyrica outside, basically trying to tell her that, I did invite A1, and he didn't want to come because of the stuff that's going on. And I feel as though you not trying as hard as he's trying hard. He's being remorseful and all this stuff. And the shit that he was saying, once again, how do you have this person? And I'm not trying to be one of those people that, well, if you're not in a relationship, you can't give advice. But in this instance, I would never take advice from Zell because he's giving out all the wrong advice. What he's doing is basically, it seems more so that he's siding with A1, trying to make it seem and paint him, like Lyrica said, as the victim. Neither one of them are victims. Y'all put yourselves in this situation and you knew what both of y'all was doing, okay? So therefore, you are willing participants in this shit. You decided to stay, you decided to put up with the mess, so therefore I can't feel sorry for you. I'm not going to sit here and paint one better than the other, but he is fucked up in this situation, but I'm not going to sit here and put it all on the person that was done wrong in this particular instance, okay, and make it seem as this person is really being remorseful and all this stuff. No, that's not what's going on. Lyrica said, bitch, you are in the same city as me. I am your wife. I'm not your girlfriend. I'm not your side piece. I'm not your booty call. I'm your wife, okay? And you can't make it over here to see me and to even have a conversation. Some conversation's going to end up, when we got some stuff going on like this, it's going to end up in an argument. Sometimes you have to argue to get through the shit sometimes, okay? And you have to man the fuck up and come and right your wrongs, all right? Or at least make it seem like you're trying to do so, or at least make it seem that you care enough for me to try to make up, okay? And then we sit down and we put down there, okay, well, this happened, I feel like this happened because of this. Well, I feel like this happened because of this. And we have to meet in the middle somehow. That's how mature people do, okay? And I ain't even in a relationship to know no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, girl, whatever. I was like, Zell, quit with this fuck ass advice that you be trying to give. And then Booby up in there trying to see what's going on with April. April in that confessional, like, listen, Booby, it ain't never gonna happen, okay? We ain't good for each other. We ain't on each other's steeds or whatever. You gonna find a nice woman. It is what it is, okay? Then we get this scene. Jason Lee done probably pissed off just about everybody already. I heard that he did a little interview with Evelyn Lozado or whatever on Hollywood Unlocked, and yeah, it was completely biased and stuff. He's a disgusting human being, so therefore I did not care for this scene with him, even though he was thinking of. I will say this. He went over there to talk to his siblings because they're doing a memorial, whatever, for his brother Rodney. I think his name is Rodney, and at this point in time, he hasn't seen his siblings in a long time. It's only 4 of them over there at this point. It's 10 of them by different mothers, but I think the same father for the most part. And, he's given his experience because some of his siblings have grown up with his father, and what he said perceived as a loving household, and, he has a different feeling because of the fact that he was put into foster care because his mother was on drugs. She couldn't take care of him. He was put into foster care because the daddy wouldn't take care of him either, and so he was in foster care for like 5 years, and he was getting molested and, all this other stuff that was going on. Horrible. That's understandable to feel the way that you feel. What I did not appreciate, I will say this, because it happens with a lot of people. When people are trying to tell their truth because they are living, when people are trying to tell their experience, that's their experience. Just because you had a different experience with a person does not mean that another person has and will and should have the same similar experience with that same person. And his older brother or whoever the fuck it was, he didn't get that. Nor did the sister. Talk about something, this ain't no male bashing daddy and all this stuff. Your daddy was a fuck up. He may have did right by you, but he didn't do right by all of his kids, okay? And that's the point. And then you talk about something, well, if you had kids by different women and all this stuff, what you think everybody ain't gonna get the same? Well, that's your daddy's fault. That's another flaw in him, because he shouldn't have had women. Shouldn't have had kids by so many different women, knowing that he could not spread that love out equally to them. That's your daddy's fault, okay? Your daddy was a fuck up with one of his kids, at least one that we know of. You can't sit here and tell me that he was the greatest, okay? Just because he gave you some stuff and all this shit, he was cool for you, but he wasn't a great dad because he wasn't good to all his kids. You still got one that's telling his experience. That's his truth. And you cannot, come at him because of that and get upset because he's telling his truth, because his truth isn't your truth, okay? That's what part made me mad. And I was like, go ahead. I said, damn, Jason, even your family don't even fuck with you like that. And I realized that I was calling Zell A1 when I was talking about the stripper, but y'all knew what I was talking about Zell as. But anyway, so it's the next day, and Booby and April outside, and then Mickey Monday comes out there, and they talking about what happened with A1, and we hear Lyrica side, but then you hear another man's side, the man's side, and when the man tried to tell you that he hurt or whatever, that's a whole different feeling. I said, shut up, okay? So basically, J Boog and Fizz, they out there, they finna come out there, they're gonna throw a party or whatever. It's the last day on the stop of the tour. And they about to turn up or whatever, talking about how they gonna get drunk and shit like that. Booby just looking at April, and when Booby said April is wifey material, I said, okay, okay. So you're not even husband material, but all right, we're gonna move on from that. And then we get, this scene where Jason, he going to his brother's grave. They're trying to get the memorial together, but before that, he was supposed to meet up with his father. He reached out to him. His father said, "Yeah, we can have breakfast or whatever." He go to the spot where they're supposed to be having a breakfast at, and the father never shows up. And so he tells his brothers, basically, because he wanted to have these issues resolved before the memorial. He said, "Well, if I see him at the memorial, we're not gonna talk about this shit, but if we can't talk, whatever, it is what it is, and that's just that." And I said, that's all you can do. You can't force a person to talk to you and want to make up with you. You can't keep on harboring that shit for your health, for your benefit. Let that shit go and move on, because obviously they don't give a shit. Let him move on. So Ray J, he pulls up in his jet, or he probably doing a Bow Wow challenge. You never know, but then again, he could, he out here making a little change or whatever. And then A1 pick him up or what, and they finna go over there to the party. Now he had to convince A1 to go over there to the house, and of course he do. So it is what it is. I don't want to argue. I don't want to do this. Boy, you set the wheels in motion. So get over it and get through it. Okay, there you go. So back at the house, they're about to have this big old party because it's the last night there. It's the last day of the tour. Lil Fizz and A1, Lil Fizz and J Bug show up. When Zell said I would jump up in that pool, but my hairline is washed and ready to go. You know what I'm saying? So basically his hairline is fake, which we already know. We can see that. This episode ain't do shit for me, because you can see this episode, like, the review gonna be short. But anyway, so he keep on, like, I don't know. I don't understand what is he trying to prove. Am I the only one that's picking up on this? Because he made it a point once again to make sure that we knew that he also likes women. Lyrica talk about something, we gonna get him laid, get him in some girls or whatever. Then he in the confessional trying to say something, he finna dive into the lady pond and it's gonna be all wet and splashy. Okay, we get it. You said you bisexual. What else you trying to prove? Bisexuality means that you go both ways, okay? So you don't have to prove and keep on saying what you gonna do. If you gonna get you some dick, get you some dick. If you gonna get you some puss, get you some puss. If you gonna get both of them at the same time, baby, have fun. Okay, just strap it up. All right, you ain't gotta prove shit to us. But anyway, unless you're trying to prove something to yourself. But anyway, after that, Fizz and Jay, they go outside. Fizz and April have a little conversation. His grandmother did pass away, and she was passed away. At this point, it was in 2 days since she transitioned, and he was just thinking about that and trying to keep his spirits up on that. And then he feels some type of way about the fact that they don't know if Raz B gonna be on the last date. And it was like, we just trying to tell him, we here for you. We not trying to replace you, but they just gonna make it through. And then here comes A1 and Ray J in the house. And of course, Lyrica's like, I said, but you wanted to talk to him. So now you're like, but okay. So, Ray J go in the back, he gonna change. I said, oh, Ray J, Princess one line. That little daddy stomach, that little beer belly or whatever you got going on right there. But hey, he got it together. I can't talk, I'm getting mine. He doing his little cannabis stuff, and excuse me. Sorry. I felt it coming. I couldn't hold it like I wanted to. So then, Spectacular was over there telling, what's his name, A1, that he needs to go over there and talk to Lyrica. Lyrica over there by herself, and, just go over there and talk to her, whatever. So he do go over there, talk, and he finally takes somewhat of responsibility for his actions, and, saying she put her differences out there. He put his out there. And then he was like, basically, I want you back. Okay. I want my wife back. I want to show you that I need you in my life. Without Lyrica, there is no A1 and stuff like that. And if you want to take it slow, as slow as you want to take it, we can, and I respect that. decision 100%. And, when that happened, he was like, Lyrica was like, listen, I'm saying you ain't got to do no big stuff like, oh, hell, Lyrica and all that stuff. Like, it's just the small things, like when you give me little small compliments or, just being there. That's what I like. And that's what people don't understand. In these relationships, especially women, we don't need all of that shit, okay? Not every bitch that you see is, or I should say, woman that you see or try to get with is materialistic and want all these big things, baby. We be wanting the smallest things, like a simple fucking compliment on how our hair look, how our feet. Baby, them shoes look good on you, baby. You did your hair good, baby. That dress look good on you. That'll get a bitch just going, okay? You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta understand that. I gotta put y'all up on some games, because some of y'all just be fucking up, okay? I don't like to see y'all desperate out in the street like this. Damn, okay? But anyway, says the bitch that ain't. Let me shut up. Anyway, so he was kissing her feet. Did you hear when he started kissing her feet and she said, damn? Anyway, so they gonna start off doing like little play dates, family play dates and stuff like that. I say it's a start. They ain't, Lyrica was never going anywhere. This was all for show, because she's still with the nigga. Moving on from that, we get Jason and his family and, the memorial, whatever. His father didn't show up. His other brother, Link, didn't show up. The one that was mad at Jason for saying his truth. He didn't show up. But it is what it is. The sister had to convince Jason that, Dad does love you. Okay, you can say that, but for me, I'm an actions speak louder than words type of person. You can say all the words in the world, but your actions don't match up. I'm not going to believe it, But okay. And so they had the little memorial. It was cute enough. Everybody giving their little stories, and, his daughter that he never got to see got up there. Baby, that kind of that touched me a little bit, because imagine not being able to see your parent because they were taken away from you, not because they didn't want to see you, not because of some other stuff, but because they literally is not here on this earth anymore, and you never saw their face, you never got to touch them, you never got to say, I love you to their face or whatever, you never got that hug. Baby, I'm touching somebody right now. Somebody is like, girl, stop it. Okay, it got deep for a minute. I thought she was gonna get up there and cry. I'm sitting here like, oh girl, don't do it. But she said she had the memories or whatever from her people telling her about that. At least it seems as though she had a strong system around her, keeping her daddy's memory alive in her. That's cool. And they released some dolls, 27 dolls, because that's how old he was when he passed away, and that was that. Did you see when they was back at the house and April jumped up on Fizz? Yeah. Okay, we just friends though. Okay. So it's the last day. Everybody's getting ready to go. We see shots of what happened at the B2K concert. Rat Speed didn't get to perform, but he was backstage. Lyrica twerking on A1. I said, wow, that's all it took, because y'all was never going to go nowhere in the first place. Then they at the house. Here go April. They showing that her panties on the floor with her pants and all this stuff, and her Fizz in the bed, and she waking up, talking about some wow. How did we get right here? I said, bitch, because y'all was fucking, and y'all been fucked, and you fucked around and got drunk, and you fucked in a room where everybody else was there. That's what it is. You weren't supposed to let that happen, but Mona said, go ahead. And that's what it is. And here comes Zell. Oh, I caught y'all. I'm sending this to the blogs. I said, bitch, you ain't caught shit. Mona told you to go in there. Then that was it. That was Love and Hip Hop. This episode was trash. Y'all tell me how y'all feel, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.